What if you could be thrown into the vacuum of space, without a suit, and not only survive, but come back to life? What if you could be frozen solid for decades, boiled alive, or crushed under pressures that would turn steel into dust, and simply walk it off? For most life, this is the stuff of science fiction. But for one creature, it's just another day at the office. It's not a superhero from a distant galaxy. It's a microscopic, 8-legged animal living in a drop of water on your local mossy stone. This is the tardigrade, also known as the water bear. And it is, without a doubt, the toughest animal ever discovered on planet Earth. At first glance, it might not look like much. It's tiny, barely half a millimeter long when fully grown, about the thickness of a credit card. It waddles clumsily on its 8 stubby legs, its face a curious, scrunched-up snout. It looks adorable, unassuming. But do not be fooled. Beneath this unremarkable exterior lies a biological marvel, an organism that has rewritten the textbooks on the very limits of life. Scientists call it the most indestructible creature for a reason. To be born as a tardigrade is to be handed a cheat code for survival that makes every other animal on the planet look incredibly fragile. Let's start with its most legendary feat, surviving in space. In 2007, a European Space Agency mission called Photon M3 carried a group of tardigrades into low Earth orbit. There, they were exposed to the open void. Think about that for a moment. Space is a perfect vacuum, with no air to breathe. It's bombarded by lethal levels of solar and cosmic radiation that would shred DNA and cook a human in seconds. The temperature swings are violent and extreme. After 10 days in this hellscape, the satellite returned to Earth. The result? The majority of the tardigrades were not only still alive, they were perfectly healthy. Some even went on to reproduce normally. They are the first and only animals to have survived such exposure. It's a feat so impossible that it forces us to reconsider what alive really means. If they can handle the void of space, what else can they endure? The secret to the tardigrade superpowers lies in a miraculous ability called cryptobiosis, and its most famous form is the ton state. When their environment dries up, tardigrades don't just die. They perform a magic trick. They pull in their legs, curl into a tiny, barrel-shaped ball called a ton, and expel almost all of the water from their bodies. Their metabolism drops to an undetectable 0.01% of its normal rate. They are not dead, they are in a state of suspended animation. In this state, they are timeless. Scientists have rehydrated tardigrade tons that were dried out for over 30 years, and watched them simply wake up and start waddling around as if nothing had happened. 30 years. That's longer than some of you watching have been alive. For the tardigrade, it was just a long nap. They can wait, for decades, for a single drop of water to return them to life. It's the ultimate pause button, a defiance of time itself. But the tardigrade's resume of resilience doesn't end there. It's a creature of unimaginable extremes. Let's talk temperature. You think a polar winter is cold? Tardigrades can survive being chilled to within 1 degree of absolute zero, that's minus 272 degrees Celsius, the coldest temperature possible in the universe. On the other end of the scale, they can withstand temperatures as high as 150 degrees Celsius. That's hotter than the boiling point of water, hot enough to instantly cook any other known animal. And if that wasn't enough, they can also withstand pressures 6 times greater than those found at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest point in our ocean. To put that into perspective, that's a pressure that would instantly implode a nuclear submarine. For a tardigrade in its ton state, it's just another Tuesday. So, with all this talk of space and extreme science, what is the daily life of a tardigrade actually like? Surprisingly, mundane. They live quiet lives in the most common places, in the film of water on mosses and lichens, in freshwater sediments, even in the ocean. They are micropredators, mostly, using tiny stylets in their mouths to pierce plant cells or smaller microorganisms and suck out the contents. They are the unassuming, gentle giants of the microworld. And that is the most awe-inspiring part of all, the ultimate survivor on our planet isn't a massive shark or a cunning insect. It's this microscopic, waddling wonder. The tardigrade teaches us that true strength isn't about size, speed, or ferocity. It's about resilience. It's about the profound, stubborn will to endure, written into the very code of its being. It has survived all 5 mass extinction events on Earth. It will likely be here long after we are gone. So the next time you see a patch of moss, take a moment. Remember that within it, there might be a creature that has seen the edge of death and found it comfortable. A creature for whom the impossible is simply routine. If you were amazed by the incredible water bear and you want to discover more secrets of the natural world, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you don't miss our next journey. Thanks for watching.